All right, thanks, Mary. We need to get back to breaking news on that massive shooting at a nightclub in Orlando, Florida.
Authorities in Orlando now holding a news conference. Let's listen in.
Well, let me put it this way. The nationality of family members is indicative. But again, the police are holding back that information until it's time for that to come out, until they've done a full background check on him. They've gone into his home, found whatever evidence there may be in his home, computers and writings and so on, as well as checking social media.
Do you believe he might have had help?
There's no evidence of that at this point.
Do you have an update on the bomb situation? Is there still a problem with the device?
The police never actually said it was a bomb. They said it was a suspicious device. All the killing that was done was with an assault rifle, with a single weapon, an assault rifle. It was done very quickly also. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, ma'am.
When will this area be cleared?
It will take many hours. There's an enormous amount of havoc in that building right now. There's blood everywhere. I spoke to somebody who was on the site, and there is an enormous amount of evidence to be collected systematically over the course of many hours at the site.
Okay, we're good. The larger press conference.
Okay, good. Thank you.
You want to move the podium?
Yes.
So you want? Oh, you don't want the podium at all? Okay.
Well, we're listening there. That was Representative Alan Grayson, a congressman from the state of Florida, helping to brief reporters and otherwise on what's happening here in Orlando. This is a live video here of that robot that they send into situations like this to try to neutralize any sort of packages or backpacks that may have been left behind, explosive devices. No indication, at least from Representative Grayson or the police chief, that there was any sort of active explosive device left behind by the shooter. But the questions remain, and we do know 20 people have been killed, dozens of others, 40 plus we're told, potentially injured.
We're thinking the number's 42 right now.
42 injured, so clearly this is a mass casualty event and a terrorist act, according to the police chief there, investigating possible Islamic ties to radical terrorism. So we should continue to watch this and continue to monitor for anything new.
And we're going to keep you posted. We're waiting to see if we can get this live feedback. It looks like someone is stepping back up to the podium. Are we going to go back?
It is unimaginable. Since the last update, we have gotten better access to the building. We have cleared the building. And it is with great sadness that I share we have not 20 but 50 casualties. In addition to the shooter, there are another 53 that are hospitalized. Because of the scale of the crime, I've asked the governor to declare a state of emergency. We're also issuing a state of emergency for the city of Orlando so that we can bring additional resources to bear to deal with the aftermath. Our focus is going to be on identifying the victims and notifying the families. We're setting up a hotline for concerned family members that is 407-246. 4357. The identification process may take some time, so we ask for your patience because we want to be accurate. Concerned family members can call the hotline, however, and let them know that you have someone that you are concerned about. I continue to be so proud of our community, the support that is shown, the response that has been made. I'm also thankful to entities from all around the country and all over the state of Florida. The governor has made all the resources of the state of Florida available. Orange County has made all of their resources available. We have assistance from the White House. So every possible asset we have brought to bear. Mayor Jacobs.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. Of course, let me start with expressing my sympathy for the families, for the loved ones of those who we have lost in the last 24 hours. We know that this affects a large segment of our community. We know that we have a very close-knit LGBT community who has been dramatically impacted by this. So to everyone who is impacted, I want you to know that our thoughts and prayers are with you, and that we are a united community, and that what we saw last night does not reflect what we feel in our hearts and our souls here in Orange County. And I am calling on every citizen here in Orange County to never forget that we stand together in times of adversity. But we don't just stand together as the city of Orlando and Orange County. We stand together as a country. We have heard from Texas, we have heard from states all across the country wanting to know what they can do to help. So when evil like this comes to our community, we respond in force. I guarantee you we will do that again. And thank you all for everything that you do to make this such a wonderful place to be. We know it's going to take time to be able to answer the questions of the loved one, and there's nothing more difficult than waiting to find out the status of the people that you love. Please be patient. We're doing our best. Thank you.
As Mayor Dyer said, at this point, the nightclub Pulse has been cleared and deemed safe of any devices. We're in the process of clearing the suspect's vehicle, which is a van right outside. And we ask that people be patient. Unfortunately, there are many victims inside the club, but like was said, our priority will be on the identification of the victims, notification of the next of kin. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all the outpouring of law enforcement support from as far away as Boston and Chicago that let us use their resources if needed. And of course, great community support from the Central Florida law enforcement community as well. I also want to commend the heroic and courageous actions of the initial responding officers who exchanged gunfire with the suspect, and also the heroic and courageous actions of our SWAT team who rescued at least 30 victims, possible victims, and brought them to safety. So again, at this point, just patience, because unfortunately this tragedy and the amount of bodies that are in there, amount of victims, it's going to take some time. Thank you. We'll answer questions at the end.
I'm Sheriff Jerry Demings, and I join our entire community in offering our sympathy to these families who have lost loved ones. This has certainly been a tragic day for all of us, and in that this is a day of worship in most places in America, we do call upon the members of the clergy to pray for those families and for this community and this nation for healing. In the last several hours, the men and women here in law enforcement have been working diligently to ensure the overall safety of everyone involved. You all have seen most recently where there were members of our hazardous device team, our bomb units, have been working from the Orange County Sheriff's Office with units from the Orlando Fire Department to make certain that we did not have any secondary type devices or what have you that were in the crisis site itself. That process has taken an extended period of time to ensure the safety of everyone, and so that's why we have not been able to remove all of the victims, if you will, from the crisis site at this point. That process is continuing. We likely have another hour or two of operational necessity to ensure the safety before we can begin that process. But we do appreciate the collaborative effort amongst all of the different local governments, as well as our state and our federal government. We've all come together in unity to address this issue, and on behalf of our entire community, we thank you, the media, for covering these events and this tragedy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, can you please confirm 50
We'll take questions after we're finished with the prepared statements.
Hello, the FBI has confirmed the subject involved in this shooting incident. At this time, we were making the notifications to the next of kin, so we will have that name to be officially released to you at the next press conference. What I want to put out right now is that, as we all know, in many situations, people come and go to nightclubs such as these. So what I'm asking is, if anyone out there attended this nightclub and then left before the shooting happened, I would urge you to still call in and come and talk to our investigators, because you don't know exactly what you may or may not have seen. So we would appreciate everyone coming forward, no matter how small the evidence in your mind may be. The other thing is we are actually setting up a family assistance center at the Hampton Inn located at 43 Columbia Street. We currently have it now at ORMC, but we're going to go ahead and move it down to the hotel in order to accommodate more family members and attempt to reunite people with either their loved ones or gather information on people who have not yet been located.
Can you just confirm that number again? 50? Did you say 50 deaths?
You did 50 deaths.
In addition to 53 in the hospital.
You mentioned earlier that
I thought we had one more. We have a couple more people who are going to speak, and then we'll answer some questions.
Good morning. As many of you are aware, a little after 2 o'clock this morning, we were notified of many victims, gunshot victims. As Central Florida's only level 1 trauma center, we immediately activated our mass casualty incident plan. We immediately brought in 6 trauma surgeons to respond, including 1 pediatric trauma surgeon. We have spent the morning operating on a number of victims. We continue to operate on them. We have found many of them are critically ill as a result of their injuries. And we are in the process of trying to reunite families as we identify the names of these victims. As has been mentioned, this will take some time, and we ask for your patience. But we will reunite the families and the victims just as quickly as we can. Thank you.
Do you need blood donors?
Blood is a wonderful gift. That can all be arranged through the local blood banks. Please don't come to the local hospitals, but you can work through the local blood banks to be able to donate, and that would be a tremendous help. Thank you.
first name, doctor.
Michael Cheatham.
In between speakers, we just want to give you a slight update on the numbers.
Yeah, so, boy, and it's a shocking number as well. The mayor of
makes you
Orlando
sick.
just stepped forward to say the death toll is now 50. 50 people have been murdered in a nightclub in Orlando, a gay-friendly nightclub. What you're seeing here are local authorities now coming forward with new information and the name of the shooter and the investigation about who this person was, their motives, and what sorts of linkage they may have to radical terrorism.
And the shocking part is we saw the sheriff and other authorities come out. They thought the original death toll was 20, and they just had to come out to that podium and update the United States of America that it's in fact 50, which we believe now makes this the largest mass shooting in U.S. history.
Let's continue to listen in here as we gather more information. Let's go back to that.